Hey guys, this is another video from UrbanCred.com. Today it's me again, Eddie, your host, and I am going to be talking about some of the new products that came in through UrbanCred shop recently. Probably like last year, but we are going to go over two products of the same line. They are called the Compendium A5 and A4 from Orbitkey. These guys are beautiful pieces of leather made into a notebook cover. So today I'm going to go over the small details of these two items. They're mostly identical except for maybe some sizing and some minor details, but overall they're the same thing. One is the A5 and one is the A4. What does the A5 and A4 stand for? Just different pieces, sizes of notebooks and paper. And then of course the A5 is the smaller one, which is really confusing because 5 is higher than 4. I'll just put them up to give you a little bit of a size kind of understanding of how the size works here. And this is obviously for the bigger notebook, this is for the smaller notebook. So we are going to open these bad boys up. Before we do that, let's just take a quick look. This is what it looks like all around. And you can tell that the stitching it's really on point. There's no fraying anywhere. What do you call this again? The binding, the area where you would expect like a book binding is just leather that comes all around. And what they did was they kind of elevated this area space here. It's not pressing against the notebook, so it adds a little bit of a layer of protection so it doesn't squeeze anything you have in here. The front and the back covers, they are strong and they are firm, so then when you put it somewhere, it doesn't fold, it doesn't bend. And of course, the leather used is genuine leather, so you have that nice smooth feel with a little bit of that little texture here. Of course, the more you use it, the more you're touching it, it'll just kind of grow like a patina where it's just becomes more beautiful, and it'll grow along with your journey as you kind of move through your day or move through work and things like that. Without further ado, let's open this up. Over here, there's a little Orbitkey. Over here is Orbitkey. How you open this bad boy up is there is a little bit of an elastic band here that you stretch out and then you let go, and then it opens up. Now, if you've seen our Orbitkey Nest video, they used a similar elastic band to kind of open and close, which is great. It allows an easy way to open and close this notebook. And then as you open it up, looks like this. There is this side on the left and a notebook on the right. Every one of these comes with a free notebook, and this notebook is a lined notebook. It comes with some instructions on the back to help you kind of organize your thoughts if you need some guidance. And if you don't, you can feel free to use it however you like. Each notebook comes with a bookmark that you can put between pages to keep track of your notes and such and so forth. So if you have a conference, if you're taking out notes, if you're drawing, whatever you use these notebooks for, the bookmark will keep you updated to where you last left off. The left side is where you see a little bit of a interesting mechanic. There is a little bit of a flap here which you can lift up, and behind the flap there are 2 slots for the small one and 3 slots on the big one. These slots are meant for business cards, credit cards, your membership cards, your stamp cards, any kind of cards you need. Because this is really kind of for work, I can definitely see you guys using this for business cards you want to hand out, When you bring the flap back down and then you lift the back end, there's a little bit of a give where there's some space underneath. This is where you can insert some papers. You could put some documents here. You can put whatever you really, anything flat you need in here. You can probably put some other stuff here as well. You can probably put like another smaller notebook. So then that is the smaller compendium. It's pretty straightforward. Sometimes products get a little bit too complicated, and sometimes people forget the simplicity in things. And what Orbitkey has done here is they created a simple solution to just note-taking, brainstorming, songwriting, drawing, sketching, things like that. Something where it's flat, it's rigid, so that when you're standing or when you're sitting, you can draw on it without a problem. Just because the exterior is such a nice feel, it's such a pleasure to use it. You can hold it in your hands and you kind of take it to wherever you go. We're gonna do a quick walkthrough of the big one, just so you have a little bit of scale and just to know any differences. This is a little bit heavier because it's bigger, and obviously the notebook you have here is bigger as well. So it's a little bit tougher on your hands, but you can definitely fold it back. Feel free to do that. Don't be afraid, because these are really tough, however you use it. And you see the the binding here, it's not like a book binding where it's rigid and it's stuck where you can only flip it like this much. It's meant so you can fold it, just fold it back, flip it around, have it flat. Sometimes when you sketch, you want a bigger surface area so you can draw. So just note that if you're maybe sketching, the bigger one is better. Note taking, maybe the smaller one's better. If you're maybe at the office and you're close to your desk a lot, maybe this is also good as well. So anyways, this one comes with a notepad that also comes free with this compendium. So the bigger one lets you, gives you two options with bookmarks. It gives you one is horizontal, and then the other one is a vertical, over and in. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility there. Now this on this side, again, like I mentioned earlier, that's 2 cards. This one you can fit 3 cards. It still has the insert here, which you can insert your whatever you like. And then one thing they did forget to mention about the small one, which they both do have, are the pen holders. The pen holders, they hold different size pens. You can pull this out and then you can insert any size pen. It fits any size. See this one, it fits this thick pen. If you lift it up, you can remove it and then it'll let it go. It'll shrink back into a smaller sized slot so that you can fit a smaller pen, a thinner pen, like a thin pencil, or if you have a thick Apple pencil, you can fit all those here. That is the bigger one. It is, again, the same kind of concept as the smaller one, just a bigger size. It just depends on what you use them for. If it was me, I think I would use a smaller one if I was also constantly on the go. I like to kind of keep something here to use as I travel, use it for inspiration or jot those notes down. If I have any thoughts or it's like brainstorming sessions on my own, like in the city or somewhere, I have this on me. It's good to be able to jot notes down quickly. And something about writing things down to remember them is something that I've found very helpful, rather than taking notes on your phone. And then this bigger one is kind of something I think I would use in the office. I would just leave it on my desk. I would put it in a shelf and then I would take it down when I need to. It's just good to take notes that I need to reference often in the office space. So if I went to a meeting, I need to take some notes, put it here, obviously put my bookmark and then put this aside. And then let's say we have another meeting coming up. I can take this and say, hey, look, listen, I see from, Thursday, we were talking about this and this, and I think that this is great to be able to reference back to. So different use cases really for bigger ones and smaller ones. I mean, and again, it's all up to you how you use them. So I would actually like to hear if you prefer the big one or small one and how you would use them specifically. Or if you would like both, how would you use both of them specifically? Or even if you don't use them, to rather take your notes on your phone or maybe one of those high-tech like black ink-ish e-ink where you take notes and then it disappears and it transfers onto your phone. Let me know what you think. I personally think it's great. I love the feel, something about this touch and textile feel of this cover in my hands and having somewhere physical to write these notes down for me is like such a gem. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you hit that like and subscribe, obviously, and I will see you next time. Peace.